History has been full of some great military leaders, and some of them have even done some crazy stuff that you haven't heard of before. In a sense, wars are what makes history, and these leaders make their mark on wars. They are strategists and heroes who despise great opportunities and build great empires. So without any further ado, let's discover the top 10 greatest military leaders in history. Number 10. Nagayang Gyab. You know a man who was a great military leader when all the military philosophies and tactics of Marshall were based on the book he wrote. Living between 544 BC and 496 BC, Sun Tzu was a military leader and strategist in ancient China, and his military victory inspired him to write a masterpiece called The Art of War. The book will be a reference for military leaders to this day. Legend has it that Sun Tzu was given the task to create soldiers out of a harem of the king's concubines. When the concubines disobeyed the command of their masters, he ordered the execution of the officers. It was difficult, but they obeyed the instructions after that. Number 9. Nagayang Gyab. Gyab began serving as Vietnam's military leader during World War II and the Japanese occupation of Vietnam. He would continue to be a primary commander in the First Indochina War and the Vietnam War. After the Vietnam War, Gyab would take the lead in invading Cambodia and subjugating the Khmer Rouge. He would also complete the Chinese invasion of Chao Bang. Nagayang Gyab was involved in conquering Imperial Japan, colonial France, the United States of America, the Khmer Rouge, and China. That's 5 great powers in the 20th century. This guy was very good at taking risks. Number 8. Joan of Arc. Also known as Orleans slave girl, Joan of Arc was originated a saint by the Roman Catholic Church for her role in the Millennium War. She had received visions from Archangel Michael and a few other saints. She vowed to help restore France from British rule. Joan was set up to remove the Orleans siege and did so in just 9 days. After several victories, she was captured by English supporters, put on trial, and burned at the stake. All in all, a pretty full resume for a 19-year-old. Number 7. Cyrus the Great. As what should have been the greatest and most difficult crown in history, Cyrus II was officially named the Great King, the Persian King, the King of Media, the King of Babylon, the King of Anshan, the King of Sumer and Akkad, and the King of the Four Corners of the Earth. Cyrus conquered much of the civilized world, and his leadership must have been inspired. His first army was made up of ragtags of friends from various nations. He later formed a very impressive army, including 10,000 immortals, who served as his bodyguards. He also put his chariots with scythes to make weapons of mass destruction. The dude was really smart. Number 6. Erwin Rommel. Field Marshal of the Nazi Wehrmacht during World War II, Erwin Rommel became known as the Desert Fox. After gaining success during World War I before Italy, Rommel would continue to command the 7th Panzer Division during the French invasion. He was then sent to lead a campaign in North Africa where he received his famous nickname. Rommel was known for inventing fast-paced tank tactics that put pressure on the enemy and did not allow them to reconnect or retreat in an orderly fashion. Due to his involvement in the plot to assassinate Hitler, he was forced to commit suicide. Number 5. Julius Caesar. A member of the first Roman triumvirate, Gaius Julius Caesar was a successful politician, writer, and generally when he invaded Gaul. His writings on Gallic wars are masters of strategy and politics. After gaining the victory and pushing the boundaries of the Roman Empire to the English Channel and the Rhine, Caesar would return to Rome with a reputation for military service alongside him. The ensuing civil war ended with Caesar defeating his enemies in the Senate, and he was crowned Roman Emperor. His ability to combine political knowledge with military prowess fueled his supremacy, leading to the creation of the Roman Empire. Number 4. Napoleon Bonaparte. Like Charlemagne before him, Napoleon would unite most of Europe with military might. He was a French military leader who came to power during the French Revolution, declaring himself emperor in 1804. In the military, Napoleon used advanced weapons to strike at his opponents before killing his superiors. Under Napoleon, the goal was not just to defend but to destroy. In addition to his military victories, Napoleon was also known as the Civil Code, which established a set of laws that would hasten the end of feudalism in Europe and have had a legal effect on many parts of the world. Number 3. Hannibal Barca. A Carthage general during the First and Second Punic Wars with Rome, Hannibal was one of the few military leaders to see success against the Roman Republic. His most famous act was to march the Carthage army up through Iberia, modern-day Spain, and then to Italy and across the Alps. His army included not only soldiers, but also war elephants. In Italy, he won 3 major victories, the largest of which was the Battle of Cannae, in which he surrounded and crushed Roman armies. Hannibal may have won the final victory if not for Carthage's lack of support, which led him to retreat and return home. Number 2. Genghis Khan. If one came close to conquering the world, it was Genghis Khan. The Mongol Empire he established would continue to be the largest in history. He supported his army in the form of meritocracy and allowed his closest generals to operate independently. This made his troops more flexible than ever before. Genghis Khan was known for developing a hypocritical regression when he would induce his troops to deceive the enemy into breaking formation and pursuing them. When they did, he attacked and surrounded them. Khan was also known as a merciless fighter, with many considering his actions genocide. Number 1. Alexander the Great. You know you are a winner when you have over 70 cities named after you. He was born in Macedonia and believed that he was the son of Zeus and was destined to conquer the world. He almost succeeded. During more than a decade of military campaigns, he never lost a single war. This is all the more remarkable when you consider the power of the Persian Empire when he was fighting. His empire extended from Greece to India. If he had not died at such a young age of 32, we would probably all be speaking Greek. That's all for today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope that you find this video informative and interesting. If you found this video interesting, do like and subscribe, and don't forget to give comments and provide us with your valuable feedback.